Yep. Yeah. Today we are going to discuss, the other methods of object class, guys. Can you hear me, everyone?
Yes, sir, clear.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What is the next method? Get class method. Okay. Where it is available, guys? This method. Where it is available? Get class method. Object class,
Object class.
right? Guys,
Object
can you
class.
please respond? Okay. Please
Yes,
respond,
sir.
guys. So object class, right? So no. So when we will use this get class method, guys? Okay. When we will use this get class method, understand? So when you use get class method, okay, what we will get? What is the prototype of get class method? Can you please tell me someone? What is the prototype of get class method, guys? Hmm? Public final, okay, class, get class. Okay, this is the prototype of get class method. Okay, it's a final class, final method. Okay, get class method is a final method, guys. What is the written type of get class method? Class type. Okay, now, so now what is the purpose of get class method when we will use this get class method? Okay, so now if you use this get class method, it will return, okay, so the runtime, okay, so the runtime class definition of an object, guys. It will return what? The runtime class definition of an object. Runtime class definition of an object. Okay. If you call this method, it will return the runtime class definition of an object. So means, see, whenever we are loading a class into JVM, any class get, whenever we are loading a dot class file into JVM, what JVM will do first? Okay, so it will create class object, class called class object in the heap area. Understand? Class called class object, like this, guys. Class is equal to new class. Okay, so like this, one class object will be created, guys. Who will create? JVM will create. Okay, for every time whenever we are loading a dot class file into JVM, okay, JVM only we are going to load, right, by using class loader mechanism. Okay, so now whenever we are loading a particular dot class file into JVM, so JVM will create, okay, a class object, class called class object, okay, into heap area for that particular dot class file. Understand? So the class called class object is nothing but the runtime definition of a particular class. Okay? The
Okay, sir.
runtime
Yeah.
definition of
Okay.
the particular class what we are loading. Hope you people clear now.
Yes,
Okay?
sir.
So
Yes.
every time, so now what is the use of this one? Okay? So now basically if you see, let's suppose, let me write here one example. I have class A, guys. Okay, in the class A, okay, in the class A, somehow I have a one method. Let's assume public void display some method, guys. Some method I have. Okay, no. So now here I'm calling one more method. Let's suppose there is a class B. I'm creating object of B. B is equal to new B. Okay. After that, I'm calling B dot. Okay, there is a method called get info. Some method. Okay, some method name, get info method. Okay. When you call this method, let's assume this method will give you object array. What is the written type of this get info method? Object array.
Object array.
So now how to catch that object info method, object info result? So we need to create one object array. Okay. So now this is what, guys, result, something like. Clear? Right, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay.
No. Okay. So object array means when you call getInfo method, where this getInfo method is available in class B. How to call this getInfo method? After creating object of class B, right? That's what I created, object of B class, and by using that object reference, I am calling getInfo method. When you call getInfo method, that getInfo method will return what, guys? Object array. So how to hold that object array value? So I need to create same type here. Okay, that's what I'm creating, object array result. Now by using this object array, okay, result, by using this object array reference result, I can hold that object array what getInfo method is returning. Right. So now this object array means contains, this object array can contain what kind of objects, guys? What kind of values this object array can contain?
Array object.
Tell me, what kind of elements this object array can contain? Class B public object array get info method. Let's suppose this class return new object array. Okay. So new object array. Let's suppose this object array I'm creating here. Right. What kind of elements we can add in the object array? In Java, object class is, tell me, object class is
Root class, super
root
class
class
of
for
all.
every Java class,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Class for every Java class. Then in the object array, so what kind of elements I can store?
Either declared or
Huh?
either declared
What
type
kind of
object
elements
or
I can store in object array?
either
Directly
declared
object class, directly object class values also I can store. I mean object class, okay, objects also I can store. Otherwise,
Child
what
classes,
I can,
any
child
classes.
class objects also I can store, right? So in the object array, we can store directly object reference type objects also we can store, or else its child class objects also we can store. Directly object class object also we can store, or else its child class objects also we can store, right? Come on, everyone.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Here, if I want, I can store string. String is what? Object. Okay. Instead of string, let me put Santosh. Santosh is what? String. Can I store Santosh in the object array?
Yes, we can store.
We can store. So now, if I want, I can store new A object. Can I store?
Yes, we can store.
Yes, sir.
We can store, right? So if I want, I can store new student object. Can I store?
Yeah, we can.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we
Yes,
can
sir.
store.
So like that, any number of, okay, any type of Java object I can store or not store?
Yes, we can store.
We can store,
We can
sir.
store, right? So now, right. So now finally, here we are returning what, guys? This object array Let's suppose this is array, reference variable array. So now return what? Array. Okay. So now method close, class close. So now when I call this b.getInfo method, so what it is returning? What it is returning? Object array it is returning, right? So in order to hold this object array, so definitely I need to hold that object array values, right? How can I hold? I need to create
In
same
object
type
type,
of,
same
okay,
type.
same type with the reference variable. Now this reference variable result, okay, will represent what? The object array, what this method is returning. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
So now, so can we know? So what is this object array contains? We cannot know, right? This object array can contain either any kind of Java object, right? Am I right or wrong, guys?
Yes, sir.
Object array can contain any
Any
kind
type
of
of
Java
objects.
object, any type of Java object. Either it can contain string type of object or string buffer type of object or student type of object, right? Or else employee type of object, any type of object this object array can contain, right? Now, now, so let's suppose I will take first element of this object array, result dot, right, get of 0, right guys? Result of 0. Let's suppose the result of 0 I'm taking. Come on. So result of 0 will give you what? Result of 0, it will give you what, guys?
Santosh,
Some
sir.
object type, some object.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So if it is a string, means string type of object it can give. If it is a student object, means student object can give. Right. So here in the A class, can I know what is the class name and which type of object it is? Can I know?
No.
I cannot know. Right. I cannot know. Right. So now I want to know what is the type of this class. Understand? I want to know the runtime definition of this class, guys. Understand? The runtime class definition of this object. So now when I call result of 0, it will give you what, guys? Some kind of object, right? So in this case it will give you string object because this is Santosh. The first element is what? String, right? String s is equal to, okay, because already we know what this object array, in this object array what kind of objects we are
Contains.
storing, already we know.
Yes, sir.
Right. So that's what result of 0. Here we are, we are holding by using what? String type of variable.
String, yes.
Right. String s is equal to result of 0. But in the runtime, the real time, do we know? Can we know what type of object it is? We don't know.
No,
Right.
sir.
So now, in order to know the what type of object it is, okay, what is the class name of this object? Understand? Whether it is student, whether it is employer, or whether it is some string buffer, or whether it is string, do we know? We don't know. So I want to know what is the class name. Understand? And that class, how many constructors has, how many methods has, right? The complete class information I want to know.
Yes, sir.
Okay. The runtime, class definition of an object. This is string, right? This is object. So this object class definition I need at runtime. What is the class definition of this object? I want to know. Hope you people clear now.
Yes, sir. Clear, sir.
Right. So for that purpose, we are going to use what, guys? Get class method. If you call get class method, what it will give you? Runtime class definition, right? Runtime class definition of an object it will give you. Runtime class definition. So which object it can hold, guys? The class
Yeah.
called class object.
Yes, sir.
Okay. The runtime class definition, which object can hold? The class called class. Okay. So now when you call this get class method, it will give you the class called class object. Now that object holds what? The runtime definition of a class. Okay. The runtime definition of an object, right? The runtime class definition of an object. So now by using that class object, I mean the class called class object, we can know what is the class name of that object. Understand, guys? What is the class name of this object? See here, obviously you will get what? One type of object, right? We don't know what is the type of object. We don't know. When you call result of 0 or result of 1 or result of 2, am I right? Definitely you will get what? One type of object, because this is object array. Object array means it contains what? Only objects it can contain. Come on, guys. It can
Yes.
contain only object types. So which type of object do we know? We don't know. So that's what I want to know. What is the runtime class definition of that object? If I call result of 1, what we will get? A class object we will get. Do we know what is the class name of that object? We don't know. So I want to know what is the class name of that object, how many constructors it has, how many methods it has. Understand?
Understood, sir.
Okay. So for that reason, we will call what, guys? This getClass method. Okay. What this getClass method will give you? The runtime. Okay. The runtime class definition of an object it will give you. Okay. Now, see. Let's resume, guys. Let me create one example. Let me write that point, then we will go with the example. Right. This method, okay, this method returns runtime class definition
Of an object.
of an object. Okay, this method returns runtime class definition of an object. Okay, now whenever we are loading a particular .class file into JVM memory, okay, so JVM always create, okay, one class called class object, okay, class called class object in heap area, okay, to represent runtime definition of that class, of that dot class. Okay, clear?
Yes, sir.
No. Let me open Eclipse IDE here. It's right. Not C, where it is, guys? C only, right?
D అనుకుంటా.
C
Software.
software, right? Eclipse IDE. Okay, no, let me create one package, guys. What is the package name? Com dot tech dot station dot, okay, get class. In this class, let me create one Java class. Okay, what is the class name? Get class demo something. I need public static void main too. Okay, now see here. Here, no string. Okay, string s is equal to new string of, okay, Vignesh. I'm creating one object. Okay, now I want to see what, guys, what is the, okay, a runtime class name of this s. Am I right? I
Yes,
want to
sir.
see what is the runtime class name of this, I mean runtime
Yes.
class definition
Of
of
an
this
object
object
called
s.
S.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
so now if you see that object s, what is the class name? Already we know because we created string. Okay, but if you call
Yes, sir.
some method, if that method returns some object, in the object array it contains, I mean the type of object, we don't know what type of object it is, right? So
Yes, sir.
now, so now for that object, I want to know what is the runtime class definition. Okay, so what is the class name? How many methods we have? How many constructors it has? Right. So now see here. So now, by using this object s dot, I'm calling what, guys? Get class
getClass.
method. Where is get class method? Here, right? If I call get class method, what it will give you? It will give you class called class object. Okay. Fine. So now, okay, guys. So I am using that class keyword, guys. We should not use the class keyword, right? As an object, as a reference variable. Now see, it will give you what, guys? Class called class object. Okay. So now I want to know what is the class name, right? Sysout control space. Here I want to see class dot, okay, class dot get name. Okay, so that I can know what is the class name, right? In the same way, cla dot, so get declared methods. I want to know how many methods it has. Get, do you see any method here?
No, sir.
Description.
Type చేయండి, sir.
Get declared methods. Get declared.
కింద ఉన్నాయి, sir.
Get declared methods. Okay, so if you call this get declared methods, what it will give you? What is the return type? Method array. Okay, so how to hold that one? You have to create method array, right? Method array, let's suppose methods, right? So now I want to see the what are the methods we have. For that, what I have to go for each. Okay, each method m, right? So now I want to iterate what, guys? Method, each methods m. Method array only, right? Right. So import method. So this method array, it will be there in which package? Java.lang.reflect package, guys. Okay. Now, so this method is what? One kind of class, right? So where this method class is available, java.lang.reflect. Okay. Now, here I want to see what sysout. Okay. So now m dot get name. I can see what are the methods we have. Okay. for string class. This is what, guys? String class, right? So we can see all the string class methods here. Okay. You want to count how many methods we have in the string class? For that, let me take one count variable int count is equal to 0. Here, let me print count plus plus. Okay. After this, here let me print sysout count. So now total methods in string class, or else methods in class dot get name. We don't know, right, what is the class name? Okay. Come on, guys.
Yes,
No.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's count. What is the variable? Count, right? Now see, one has Java application. See, what is the first SOP statement? System.out.println of get name.
String
Right?
class.
Get the system.out.println of class.get name. What is the class.get name means? What is the name of this class, right? It will give you the class object. I want to know what is the class name of this object. What is the class name? Java.lang.string. Okay, after that, what I'm trying to print, guys, all the methods which are available in string class.
String
Right,
class.
see, class.getDeclared methods. When you call getDeclared methods, it will give you what? All the method array. See,
All the
method array.
method.
Method array contains what? All the methods of the string class. So now I am iterating all the methods by using for each loop, right? All the methods, I'm iterating each method and I'm trying to print what is the method name, m.getName method by calling. Okay. In the method class, there is a method called getName. When you call this getName method of this method class, it will give you the name of the method. Okay. So now here I'm taking one count variable. Okay. To see how many methods available in string class, right? Now see what is output. See value method, equals method, length method, toString method, check index method, hashcode method, getChars method, compare to index of. All these are what, guys? Method names which are available in, come on guys, which are available in which class?
String class.
String class.
Okay,
Yes.
these are the methods are available. Finally, total methods in Java. How many methods, guys? 148 methods are have, guys. How many methods has this string class? 148 methods. Okay? Understand? Come on.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Understood.
sir.
Until 1.7, 1.6 or 1.7, 32 methods will be available, guys. So now we are using JDK 17, right? So maybe the other methods, okay? Keep on adding the other methods. So finally, how many methods we have? 148 methods are available in string class. Okay?
Yeah,
Yes,
Come on, guys. So like that, we will see what, guys. Okay, the runtime class definition of that object. See class dot, get okay declared. See get declared annotations. How many annotations we have in this class? Okay, uh, see get declared constructors. Okay, let me take get declared constructors, guys. Okay, so now if I call get declared constructors, what it will give you? What is the constructors array, right? What it is giving, guys, when you call this get declared methods? Where is this one? Here only, right? When you call get declared constructors, it will give you what? Constructors array. This constructors array contains what? All the constructors which are available. CONSTRUCTORS, right? Constructors. Okay. Now I want to list out how many constructors we have. So now this constructors also what? I need to add import statement. java.lang.reflect. Okay. Now, what I need to do? I need to iterate all the constructor one by one because I need to print, right? Constructor struct. Okay. Out of all constructors, I want to iterate one by one constructor. Now, here I need to display what is system.out.println. I want to print, right, all the constructors. What is the constructor object here? Constructor dot get name. Get the name. Okay. So now I want to count even constructors also. Int std instructors count. Let me take constructors count now. So now here I'm printing what? Increasing this value. Okay. So finally here I'm printing what? The constructors count of this class. Class.getName constructors count. Okay. Total constructors in class. Here guys, run as Java application. See? One minute. Let me divide, guys. Okay. Let me separate. Sys out. Okay. Here I'm separating. Okay. By marking one line. Now see. Let me execute run as Java application. See. Okay. How many constructors we have? These are the constructors. java.lang.string. Okay. Total methods in java.lang 148. Total constructor in java.lang.string is 90. Okay. So like that, we will get, guys, all the fields, how many variables we have, how many constructors we have, how many methods we have, because this class called class object contains what, guys? The runtime definition of an object. Okay. So by using this class called class object, we can know what is the class name of that runtime object, and okay, so what are the methods are available in that particular object, and what are the constructors are available in that object. How can we get, guys? By getting runtime class definition of an object. Okay. Hope you people clear now.
Yeah, clear.
So actually, when we will use this get class method, guys, okay, in the reflection API we will use, guys. Okay, see these are the reflection API. See here, get class, method array, method and constructor array, method array. All these are part of which package, guys? Java.lang.reflect package. Okay, this is called reflection API. Okay, so what reflection API tells? Okay, by using reflection API, we can know the particular dot class file. Okay, I mean that runtime object, right? So we will get the objects at runtime. So we don't know what kind of objects those are, what type of objects those are. In order to know what type of object it is, okay, how many methods that object has, how many constructors that object has, how many fields that object has. Okay, so by that time this reflection API very helpful to know the runtime class definition of that object. Okay, now, so actually this reflection API, we usually use it, okay, at advanced technologies, guys, like servlets, okay, and JDBC, there we can use. So actually, you know, in the JDBC, connection dot get connection we have. There is a, okay, in order to get the connection object of that database, we will use what? Connection con is equal to driver manager dot get connection. Let me write, guys. Connection con is equal to driver manager dot get connection. Okay, so now here we will pass some parameters. Cannot require to discuss much on now, because anyway we are not discussing anything about JDBC API now, right now. Right, we are in core Java. Like this, there is a method, get connection method. That get connection method contains some parameters. Okay, so now when you call this driver manager dot get connection method, it will give you the connection object, guys. It will give you the connection object. Okay, that connection object. So now what is this connection object? Here connection is what, guys? Interface. Okay, this
Yeah.
connection is what? Interface. Mean when you call this driver manager dot get connection, it will give you one object. Okay, so which type of object it will give you? Because this is connection is interface, right? For connect interface, we cannot create any object, that already we know. Am I right? Can we create object for interface?
No,
We cannot create. But this connection is what? Interface. Okay, when you call this driver manager dot get connection, okay, so now it will hold this connection. By using this connection interface, we are holding what? One object. Which object?
Connection.
Get connection method returns some object, right? That object we are holding. So object means definitely it has what? Class. Am I right or wrong?
Yes, sir.
This driver manager at get connection will return what, guys? One object. Okay, so object means what? Definitely it has what? Some class. Okay, so that object, how we are holding? By using connection interface. Okay, so now by using superclass reference variable, we can hold child class objects or not?
Yes, sir.
So now this object, it is written, get connection method is returning one object, right? So what is that object? It's an object of a class that implements connection interface. Understand? What is the object now? This connection interface holding which object? The object of a class that implements this connection interface. I mean connection interface child object. Am I right or wrong?
Correct, sir.
Yes, sir.
Guys. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. So now, in order to know what kind of object it is, how do I know? What kind of object means what type of object it is? Do we know what type of object it is? We don't know.
No, sir.
Understand? We don't know the what type of object it is. We don't know, guys. Okay, because this JDBC API is a specification. Based on that specification, multiple vendor companies can implement what, guys? JDBC drivers. Okay, so JDBC is a specification, guys. It's not a software. The specification contains what? Rules and guidelines. Okay, these are the rules and guidelines. By using these rules and guidelines, now vendor companies, they implemented vendor softwares. Okay, and by using the same rules and guidelines, I mean same specification API, programmers also will work with the vendor implemented softwares. Anyway, we are going to discuss in the JDBC API and servlets in detail.
Okay, sir.
So here JDBC API means it's not a kind directly software, guys. Here now CoreJava means it's a directly installable software. It's a software, but now JDBC is a specification. It contains rules and guidelines. By using that specification, okay, different vendor companies, they implement what? JDBC drivers. So Oracle company, they implemented Oracle JDBC driver. MySQL, okay, MySQL company, so vendor company, the MySQL people implemented MySQL driver, JDBC
MySQL.
driver. So
Sir.
like that, different vendor companies, they implement what, guys? Different JDBC driver. Now, in order to work with JDBC means directly we need to work with what, guys? One of the, okay, JDBC driver which are supplied by vendor company. Okay, so we are, working with JDBC API means working with one of the JDBC driver which are supplied by one of the JDBC vendor. Okay, so suppose we are working with Oracle JDBC driver. Okay, who provided Oracle JDBC driver? Oracle people. Okay,
Oracle.
provided. How the Oracle people implemented the JDBC driver? Based on this JDBC
Yes,
API.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now we are using what? The JDBC driver in order to work with JDBC application. Okay, now the driver manager.get connection. When you call driver manager.get connection, it will give you what, guys? One connection object. Okay, one connection object means what? One object it will give you. So object means definitely it has what? Some class. Do we know what is the class? We don't know. Okay, now we are using JDBC driver. Maybe Oracle JDBC driver. Maybe Oracle people, they might use something called Oracle JDBC driver. That is the class name they are using. Let's suppose we don't know what is the class name they are using. Okay, so now Oracle JDBC driver implements connection interface. Okay, and they are going to write some logic. We are least bothered about what is the logic they are going to write. So finally they are giving what, guys? When you call this get connection method, Oracle JDBC driver class object they will give. Understand? Okay, here we are not hard coding that class name. Understand? Let's suppose the class name is Oracle JDBC driver. That is the class name. Let's assume, guys. Now obj is equal to driver manager dot get connection. Okay, when you call this method, you will get what? Oracle JDBC driver obj. This is the object we are getting. Understand? When you call this get connection method, it will give you one object. What is the object type? This is the object type. So how can you hold that object? You need to define same type, right? Oracle JDBC driver. This is the class name, guys. How to hold that object? We have to define the same type here.
Yes.
Am I right?
Yeah, same time.
Okay. Now, so if you implement like this, okay. So now this code is work for what, guys? Only for Oracle JDBC driver. After some time, somehow, okay, I don't want to use Oracle JDBC driver. Instead of Oracle database, now I want to switch what? MySQL database.
MySQL.
Understand? So
Yeah.
earlier
Yes,
I'm
sir.
using Oracle database, but somehow, okay, there is a problems with Oracle database due to some license. Okay, so Oracle is what? Commercial, right? I need to put more amount in order to purchase what? License. I don't want to put that much amount. Now I want to use what, guys? What is the alternate of Oracle database? MySQL database. MySQL database is what? Open source, free. Okay, now I want to switch MySQL database. So now if you switch MySQL database, so this code will work, guys. What is the code you already have written?
No, sir.
It won't work. Why? Here you hard coded that Oracle, okay, JDBC driver related class. So that's why, okay, your code will give you what? Errors. Because you are switched from Oracle database to MySQL database. for the MySQL database, when you call driver manager.get connection, it will give you another class object. What is the another class object? Instead of Oracle, it give you like MySQL JDBC driver. Let's assume, guys, I don't know what is the class name. Okay, MySQL JDBC driver. Let's assume this is the class name. So now what you need to do, you need to change the code, right? Here instead of Oracle JDBC driver, you need to put what? MySQL JDBC driver you need to put.
Yeah.
Why? Because here you are hard coded. Understand? After some
Yes,
time, somehow I don't want to use MySQL database. Even with MySQL database also I'm having some issues. Let's suppose I need to switch to PostgreSQL.db. Something. We have other DBs, right? So now this code will work. It won't work. Again, what we have to do? Again, you have to open your code base and you have to update the class names wherever you are using. Am I right?
yes, sir.
So now your code is flexible. Your code is not flexible. The
No,
application
sir,
is
not
not flexible.
No.
Flexible means what, guys? Irrespective of any kind of database, your code should work.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What are the code you have written for Oracle database? The same code has to work for what? MySQL database
MySQL.
also. The same code has to work for some other database also if you change to.
Yes, sir.
So in order to make your code such a way, definitely you should not use what, guys? Database specific code here. I mean specific class and interfaces you should not use here. Understand?
Yes, sir.
It's not hard code. Okay, that JDBC, I mean that database specific driver related class names you should not use in your code directly. Okay, so that's why here what we are using instead of Oracle JDBC driver, I'm using what, guys? Connection interface. Okay, now this Oracle JDBC driver class implements what, guys? The same connection interface only. So what is the superclass for this Oracle JDBC driver? Connection interface. By using superclass reference variable, I can hold child class object or not,
Yes, we can.
Yes, sir.
right? So such a way we can avoid, right? We can avoid hard code of that JDBC driver specific class name. Am I right or wrong? If you use connection interface, then we can avoid hard coding the that JDBC API specific. I mean here Oracle JDBC driver specific class. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
In the same, see, if you use connection object here, let's suppose I am using Oracle database. Somehow I don't want to use Oracle database. After 6 months, I want to switch to whom now? MySQL database.
MySQL.
Okay, boss, you can happily switch. Okay, you don't need to
Yes.
change anything in your code. Why? Even MySQL database also, when you call driver manager.get connection, it will give you that connection object, right? So how they implemented that class? They also implemented by using connection interface only. MySQL JDBC driver, that is the class name they are using. Let's assume MySQL database server implements connection interface. Understand?
Yes, sir.
So here I'm using what directly? Interface, connection interface. Okay, so this is the what? Superclass. Any JDBC vendor, they have to implement what? Connection interface only in order to create what? Connection class object. They might be using X class or Y class or Z class. Okay, but always they have to implement what? Connection interface only. Okay. Hey guys, I think already we discussed the car for what you got while discussing polymorphism.
Understood,
The
sir.
car interface. See the vehicle type. Okay. So
Yes,
the
sir.
vehicle is what? Base. based on that vehicle structure only, okay, might be Maruti Suzuki, they can implement, okay, with their features, and Honda City, okay, Honda, company called Honda. So they can also provide their features, but always even that Audi, BMW also, they can also implement their products. But all these classes, they should implement what? Vehicle class only, vehicle interface only. Understand? Because vehicle is what? Certain rules. It has certain rules and guidelines. So every car, every vehicle means every car should follow what, guys? Those rules and guidelines. Come on, guys. I think already we discussed all these things.
Yes,
Car
sir.
interface. Car interface contains what set of rules and guidelines? What are the rules and guidelines? Car means it should have 4 wheels. Okay. It should has what? One steering. It should has what? Some gearbox. Right? So
Yes,
this
sir.
is the structure of the car. So these are the information who define in the car interface. Okay. The people who invented car. So they defined. These are the rules. Now, multiple vendor companies came. Maruti, hey car, okay, the what do you call the inventors, car inventors. So we are from Maruti. Okay. So we want to develop one car. Okay, Maruti car by using your features. Can you please give me those features? Okay, by implementing, by seeing those rules and guidelines, we will implement my own car. In the same way, Honda City people also came. I mean, Honda company. So they are also asking, hey boss, so we are Honda. Okay, so we also want to implement a car, manufacture a car. Can you please provide me the rules and guidelines what we have? By using those rules and guidelines, we will implement. Understand?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
like
sir.
that, different vendor companies came. So all the vendor companies, they should implement the car interface only, because what are the necessary right rules and guidelines they have to follow, all those things where they will keep under car interface only. Right? Now Maruti car implements car. Okay. Now Honda City implements car interface. Now Audi car implements car interface. Right? So like that, every vendor company what implements that car interface. In the same way here connection interface. So JDBC API is why JDBC means what? Specification. Specification means what? It contains set of rules and guidelines. Here rules means classes, guidelines means rules means interfaces, guidelines means classes and abstract classes.
Yes, sir.
Concrete classes and abstract classes. Now the different vendor companies are came. Okay, now Oracle database, Oracle company came. Okay, hey JDBC API, hey JDBC specification. Okay, so we want to develop one JDBC driver. Okay, based on your JDBC API specification. Can you please provide those specification with us? Am I right? Yes, boss. So these are the specification. Can you please take this specification and please study the rules and guidelines, and based on that rules and guidelines, can you please implement your own JDBC driver? Okay. Now Oracle people started implementing. In the same time, MySQL people also came. Hey boss, we also want to implement one JDBC driver. Okay. Based on your JDBC specification, would you please share those JDBC specification with us? We also follow those same rules and guidelines. So they also started implementing. So in order to implement connection object, so what is the rule they have to follow? Must and should, their class should implement connection interface. That is the rule. Understand?
Yes, sir.
We
Yes,
don't know
understand.
what is the class they are creating. We don't know. Let's assume A class or B class, some class they are creating. But that class should implement what? Connection interface only in order to create connection object. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that's why here using what, guys? Instead of direct hard-coded class name, we are using what? Connection interface. Because this connection interface is what? Parent for
Be
classes.
all the
Directly we can use parent class reference variable to hold child class object or not?
We can use, sir.
That's what directly we are using connection interface. Now, I don't know what is the class name. I want to know what is the class name of that object. Okay, that connection object representing one object, right? I want to know the runtime class definition of that object. So this time, how can I know? By using getClass method of the object class. Understand? If I use getClass method here, see object we have. So now I'm using getClass method. GetClass. Sorry, obj dot getClass, right? Dot getName. If I call this method, I will get what? What is the underlying class name of the Oracle JDBC driver? So they will use some class name, right? They will create one class, right? Oracle people, Oracle JDBC people, I mean Oracle driver people, Oracle JDBC driver people. So they will create what? One class, which is implements what? Connection interface. Right? I don't know what is the class name. I want to know what is the class name. How can I know? By using getClass method. Obj dot getClass method dot getName. If I call this one, I can know what, guys? What is the class name they are
Oracle.
using? Which Oracle database? Okay, Oracle JDBC driver people using. In the same way, I want to know MySQL JDBC driver people using class name for connection object. I can know by using this method name, getClass dot getName. Easy?
Yeah, yes.
Yes, sir.
Clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
clear.
Clear, sir.
Don't worry, guys. We will discuss in detail, okay, internal things of while discussing advanced technologies. Okay, so now, yeah. So this is the, I mean, in advanced technologies, to know the, okay, vendor implemented class names, we will use what, guys? GetClass method. Hope you people clear.
Yeah,
Yes,
okay.
sir. Clear, sir.
Right. Here what? System.out.println. System.out.println. Okay, if you use this one, you will get what? The underlying class name. Fine, guys. Now, what is the next method we have? Finalize method. Okay, finalize method. Tell me someone what is finalize method, guys? Already we
It is a
discussed, guys.
method always called by garbage collector to perform cleanup activity.
Okay, so I think already we completed. Okay, so let me explain one more time. Okay, now, so let me summarize. Finalize method. Okay, so now, actually in Java, if you create object means where these objects will store, guys? Where these objects will store?
In the
In the
heap memory.
heap area,
Heap memory.
right? In the heap memory, all these objects will store. Right. So like this, let's assume this is heap memory. Okay, this is what? Heap area. So now in the heap area, let's assume I created one object, one student object I created. This is what, guys? Student object. Okay, I created. Where all the objects will be created in Java? In the heap area, right? So now for the student object, do we have any reference?
No
Let's
reference.
assume we don't have any reference. Okay, now this object is definitely eligible for what, guys?
Garbage
Garbage
collector.
collector. Understand? So now the objects which are doesn't have any reference, those objects only will be applicable for whom, guys? Garbage collector. Understand? Those objects only will be caught by garbage collector. Clear? Please respond.
Yeah, clear.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So
Clear, sir.
now garbage collector came. Okay, now garbage collector is okay running, guys. I think already we know, right? Garbage collector is what? Daemon thread. It always running at backend. Okay, it's keep on running, guys. Come
Yes,
on,
sir.
guys.
Yes, sir.
Already we discussed all these things, multi-threading
Yeah, yeah.
concept.
Yes, sir.
So garbage collector is running. Now garbage collector is what? Keep on searching, right? So now it is feeling so hungry. Okay. So what is the food for garbage collector? Inactive objects. Inactive
Inactive
objects are for
objects.
food for garbage collector. Now garbage collector is okay searching here. I mean keeping here like that. It is sitting here. This is garbage collector. Let's assume. Okay. This is garbage collector. Okay. Now it is sitting here and keep on watching in the heap area. Okay, any food is available for me or not, like that, keep on searching. Okay, it is feeling so hungry. Okay, finally one object came, it doesn't have any reference. So now by seeing that object, now garbage collector feel very happy because he found some food, right? Come on,
Yes.
everyone.
Yeah.
Now garbage collector came here and dancing in front of object. Which object? Inactive object. Why? Because it found some food. Okay. Now, by seeing that garbage collector dancing and all, this object, okay, felt like what? Scary. Okay. Come on. Because
Yeah. Okay.
definitely garbage collector going to kill this object. Okay. Come on, guys. Can you hear me, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now, now this object gets what? Shivering. Okay. Now by seeing that, now this is what do you call this garbage collector? Hey object. Okay. Don't worry. I'm not that much cruel. Okay. I'm a bit mercy. Okay. Can you please? Definitely, I'm going to kill you. That is my job. Okay. If I don't kill you because I'm not at all doing my job. Okay. I need to do my job, right? So that is my job. Okay. Come on.
Yes, sir.
Definitely, I'm going to kill you. But before killing you, okay, I'm asking if you have any lost desire, lost wish, can you please let me know? I will fulfill that, okay, that wish or that desire. So that's what, who is asking? Garbage collector is asking to that object. Understand?
Yeah, sir.
Yes. Understand.
So now, what this object is saying? So now garbage collector is saying, hey object, okay, I'm giving you a last chance. I mean last wish. Okay, if you tell me if you have any desire or wish, definitely I will fulfill your wish. Okay. Okay. So now, yes, garbage collector, I have small wish. Okay. I am associated with some resources like file input stream resource or connection object related resource. Okay, like that, I'm associated with some resources. Would you please close this resource before killing me? Understand? Yes, I can do that. For that, I am giving you, okay, one suggestion. Okay. So now, so what are the resource you have associated with? I mean, what are the resources you are associated? Would you please close those resources under finalize method? Understand? Under finalize method. Who is saying that one? Garbage collector saying. Okay. So no. Under finalize method, just a public void, right? Keep close all the resources which are associated by you. Okay, please close those resources under finalize method. So now here what? Connection. If 1 minute, guys, I need to improve my here. If what is the code, guys? Already we completed this code. If connection, let's suppose connection object, okay, this object is holding this connection object. Which object? The student object, the inactive object. Okay, if connection not equals to null, tell me the code. Then connection dot close. I don't know, guys.
Yes.
I am telling you. Right? In the same way, let's suppose if you are engaging with what? Input stream object, IOS object, let's assume. Okay? If IOS not equals to null, then IOS dot close. Where I'm keeping this method, this code under finalize method.
Finalize
Finalize.
method.
Right? So now what garbage collector will do? So now garbage collector will call this finalize method, guys, before killing this object. Understand?
Yes.
Now garbage collector directly call what? This finalize method
Finalize method.
before killing what? Before destroying this object. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Before destroying this inactive object. Before destroying this object, garbage collector always calls which method? Finalize
Finalize method.
method to perform what? Cleanup activity.
Cleanup activity.
Okay. So this is the purpose of what, guys? Finalize method. Hope you people clear now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, clear.
After
Yes,
calling
sir.
this finalize method, garbage collector will destroy this inactive object. Okay? Garbage collector will eat this inactive object. Clear? So
Yeah,
I think
clear.
that time we spent 2 to 3 hours, I think, on only garbage collector. Okay?
Yes.
And I have given difference between finally block and finalize method also. Okay? Finally block also we are using for what? Cleanup activity. Even finalize method also we are using for what? Cleanup activity. And what is the difference between these two also I explained. Go and revise one more time. Clear now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, guys. Okay. So now